Hey, what you say, food family? Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for another great culinary adventure. Today I thought we'd keep things simple and do a weeknight grilled pork chop, but we're going to bump that up a notch and finish it off with a Hoisin BBQ sauce. If that sounds good to you, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Let's get cooking. Alright folks, we'll start today's video out by making this Hoisin barbecue sauce. Now it obviously pairs very well with grilled pork. You can mix it up with some chicken, do a stir fry using it. A lot of great flavors in here, so make a big batch, make it ahead of time, taste it and see what you want to blend it with your other home cooking ideas. So for today's Hoisin barbecue sauce, we're going to be using, of course, some Hoisin sauce, some grated ginger, some finely minced garlic, a little bit of sesame oil, and some rice vinegar to thin things out. So all we're going to do is mix these ingredients together. You can check the link in the description below for how much you're going to use. I've slightly tweaked it a bit, but other than that, we're going to get this stuff mixed together. We'll come back and we'll prepare our pork chops. Alright folks, we got our Hoisin barbecue sauce made. If you're not a fan of that raw garlic flavor, by all means you can throw this on the stove in a pan for a couple minutes, cook that out, or use roasted garlic instead of raw minced garlic. Either way, I finely diced mine up so you don't really get a full bite of garlic in there. But do as you like I said, everything, you should change every recipe to what you like, not what the recipe's written as. Go ahead and make this ahead of time, store it in the fridge covered for a couple days, let those flavors fortify together. So I'm going to put this away, we'll come right back and get our pork chops ready for the grill. Alright folks, as you can see in front of me, I got 4 big boy thick cut pork chops. This is what we're going to be cooking today for our grilled pork chops. By all means, go out, find what kind of pork chops you have in your local area, but the thicker the better. You don't want those thin pork chops. They're going to dry out. They're not feeding anybody. You're not being happy with that anyway. So get the thick ones. They're not that expensive. I picked these up from Costco. It was like $1, maybe $2 a pound. Pretty cheap. You can't really beat that price, especially for a simple weeknight grilled pork chop dinner. Now in my original recipe, I seasoned these with salt, pepper, and a little bit of that sesame oil. Well, today I decided to change it up. I put that sesame oil in our barbecue sauce because it's more of a finishing sauce flavor oil, not necessarily a cooking oil. So today, I'm going to change it up. We're just going to use some olive oil, coat our pork chops, put a little salt and pepper on there, and then we're going straight on the grill. So let me get these seasoned up, and we'll get the grill fired up, and I'll see you there. Alright, since we're going to be changing this recipe up anyway, why not go ahead and add a little bit of granulated garlic to these pork chops? What goes better with meat than salt, pepper, and garlic? Alright, now of course don't forget your sides. We'll just use what's already in the pan here. And you can really season these pork chops any way you like. I'm just keeping it basic because the star of this show is that Hoisin barbecue sauce. Alright, our pork chops are ready. Today I'm going to be using my indoor grill just because it's a little chilly and windy outside. So let me get that fired up. We're going to heat it to 350 degrees. If you're cooking outside, get it to about medium high. Alright folks, we got our indoor grill set up ready to go. If you're cooking outside, like I said, medium to medium high, around that 350 degree mark. Now ultimately we want the internal temperature of our pork chops to reach 145 degrees. For these 2-inch thick chops, that's going to take anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. Now I'm going to cook these about 3 to 4 minutes, rotate them 90 degrees to make those nice crisscross hatch lines just for a beautiful presentation. You don't have to, it's not necessary of course. But we're going for that 145 degrees, depending on the thickness of your chops, is how long your cook time is going to be. So if you got thin bone-in chops, going to be a lot faster. So watch that out so you don't dry out your pork chops. So let's get these things cooking. We'll come back, plate it up, give it a taste test with that Hoisin barbecue sauce and see how we did. All right, folks, as you just saw there, we grilled those pork chops over medium-high till the internal temperature hit 145 degrees, which for these 2-inch chops ended up taking about 16 minutes total. Like I said, cooking times will vary depending on your grill temperatures and the thickness of your chops. All right, so we're gonna let these pork chops continue to cool down a bit and rest so those internal juices can redistribute throughout the meat fibers, keeping everything nice and juicy and tender. We'll come back, slice it up, pair it with that Hoisin barbecue sauce we made earlier, give it a taste test, and see how we did. Alright folks, you have seen it plated up. It is looking and smelling delicious in here. Now obviously today I just grilled the pork chop itself, just threw a little parsley on the plate for a little color. That doesn't change the flavor, because that lies in the pork chop itself and that Hoisin barbecue sauce. So let me take a piece, give it a taste test, and see how it turned out. Piece of pork with some sauce. Cheers. Folks, I don't know what else to tell you, but this is absolutely tender, juicy, and delicious. The pork chop itself still got the moisture in there, just cooked just perfectly at 145 degrees. That Hoisin barbecue sauce is a little bit sweet, but then you got that kick of garlic and ginger in there, and that rice vinegar really rounds things out with just the slightest subtle hint of sesame oil in the background for that nutty finished flavor. Oh, it's great, folks. If you like what I made here today, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. What do you think about this simple weeknight grilled pork chop with a Hoisin barbecue sauce? Of course, as always, the recipe will be linked in the description below. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Most of the people that view my videos are not subscribed. It gives me personal feedback that I'm cooking stuff that you all want to make at home yourself. So other than that, until next time, folks, Mike here signing off. Just keep cooking.